Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Michaela and today I have a book haul for you. I have quite a lot of books to present, 12 to be precise, and I'm quite happy with the books that I bought this month, especially because during July and August I don't think I even bought one book because I was quite in a reading slump, and now I have a superb reading month and I was just super motivated to get more books to get to in the next couple of months. Just a few things before starting the video. The first one is that I mainly buy books second-hand because I love, as you can see, mass market paperbacks, and that's usually the books you would find online on second-hand shop, and I just love the books that kind of have lived before getting into my possession, because you have cracked spines or like kind of yellowed pages, and I love that. So the majority of the books you will see are second-hand. I have only 3 new books and I will present them to you at the beginning. And the second thing that you will notice is that I don't know a lot about the books that I buy, just because I don't like to know too much before starting reading a book. And that's also because I kind of function with buzzwords, like somebody would present a book in a video and would say it's a book that talks about that, or books that start with blah blah blah, and if there's like buzzwords like religion in fantasy, or lots of traveling, or you would have, I don't know, kind of morally gray characters, that kind of stuff just piqued my interest, and I'm like, ooh, that sounds interesting, and I add it to my wish list. And then I forget the summary, and that's okay, because one of the main factors that makes me enjoy a book is just the discovery of the start of the story and just not knowing where I'm gonna go. So the less I know, the better. So let's start. I will start with the 3 new books. Obviously, it is book 3 in the Dandelion Dynasty, The Veiled Throne by Ken Liu, and book 4, Speaking Bones, again by Ken Liu. And they are, doesn't look like massive, but they are, because it's 1,000 pages and the paper is so thin. That's a lot. I mean, really, it doesn't look like it's big, but it is, believe me. And yes, I absolutely loved book 2, as you may have seen, and I needed to get the rest of the series because I'm planning to read them by the end of the year. And if you don't know what this series is about, what I can say is that you will witness in the first book the fall of an empire and all the consequences that stems from it. In book 2, you would see the opposite, the rise of an empire, and that's evenly interesting. So if you want kind of epic in scope fantasy with a lot of political intrigue and war tactics and just everything that encompasses the fall or rise of an empire, then that's a series for you. I mean, I haven't read book 3 and 4, but I'm already convinced by the first 2. Next stop is the last book that I bought in a new condition, and it is Fire and Blood by J.R.R. Martin, because I'm planning to read it kind of soonish, and I really wanted to get my hand on this edition because it is illustrated quite a lot, actually. I was kind of surprised, and because I want to read again, I mean, the first book of A Song of Ice and Fire, and then get the rest of the series read, and for that I'm kind of motivating myself by reading this one and then continuing with a reread of book 1 and then 2, 3 and up to the end. So I really want to get to this one soon, and I'm happy with this edition that is pretty nice. Then I have a trilogy, and you might have seen in the first weekly update that I did, I finished book 3 in the Farseer trilogy, and I was so hyped, so happy with this book that was kind of saving the 2 first books that I wasn't very convinced by, and so I just bought the Life Ship Traders by Robin Hobb to continue exploring this realm of the Elderlings universe, and I'm quite happy with the condition of these books. They are secondhand, as I said, and I don't know when I will be starting this trilogy, probably at the beginning of 2023. Ooh. And yeah, I am quite interested by these because they are, all I know is that there are kind of magic ships and that we are following a new cast of characters, and basically that's enough to intrigue and pique my interest. And now that I kind of know how Robin Hobb writes, I'm not taking too much risk by starting this trilogy or buying them right away, because I know that I will like it, at least writing wise. As for the plot, so we'll see, but I like when I discover authors whose writing I appreciate, because I know then that I can buy kind of anything from them and I will at least appreciate reading the book. I might not like the plot, but it's kind of when the author becomes I have the word in French, which kind of means that you're not taking any risk in buying the book, because you know that you're gonna like, or that the probability that you will like the books he or she writes is kind of guaranteed. So I like discovering these kind of authors, because that's a lot of books that you can get without being, oh, I'm not sure if I'm gonna like it, should I buy it, should I not? That's a good excuse to buy more books. Oh, and that's actually a good example that I will show you right now about an author which I like the series, and now I can buy anything by him. I'm pretty sure it's guaranteed that I'm gonna like it. And it's Bradley P. Beaulieu, and I bought the Lays of Anushkaya trilogy. And I think I mentioned in every video I filmed so far Sharakai by him, and that's one of my top 3 fantasy books of all time. And now I can go and discover his other trilogy that was written before Sharakai, so it might not be the same kind of experience behind the writing or the plot or anything, but I'm very intrigued by what he did before. This is The Winds of Kalakovo, book 1. This one is book 2, The Streets of Galahesh, and book 3, The Flames of Shaddam Corey. I think it's inspired by kind of the culture in India and also Russia. It's kind of a mix. It's a friend of mine who have read this trilogy and described the kind of setting in these words. So that sounds interesting, and that's basically all I know. They might have like flying ships, but what's really interesting is that I bought these 3 for 15 Swiss francs, which is basically $15, and usually in new condition you would find one book $15. So I was happy to find the 3 for the price of one book. And if you don't know, fun fact, maybe not that fun, but I don't know if you have an idea of how much a book costs in Switzerland. I know we have kind of lots of good like things, obviously we have high salaries and stuff like that, but when you're a student you don't have a good salary. And a new book like that just came out, that is new, that is in trade paperback, because we don't have hardback in French. I mean, we're starting to get some hardbacks for young adults, but not for like any other kind of genre. So one book, trade paperback, new, is about 40 Swiss francs, which makes $40. So yeah, that's quite expensive, right? So that's also one of the reasons that just make me read in English, because it's cheaper. Anyway, so I'm gonna, I think, read this trilogy around 2023. Then we have 2 books that are the first in a series or a trilogy, and I didn't know that much about them. I just put them at some point in my wish list and I saw them in hardback. I was like, maybe I could try these 2. And the first one is A Cavern of Black Eyes by J.V. Jones, and there's a quote by Robert Jordan that says it's wonderful, and that's another thing that just makes me buy books. A quote from a favorite author. I have another book by T.V. Jones, which is The Baker's Spy, I think. I haven't read this one yet, but I might just start with this one. I think there's 4 books so far. I'm not sure, but I just heard that supposedly it is kind of similar to Game of Thrones, but with good reasons. So I don't know what point is compared to Game of Thrones. Is it the characters, the politics, the world, maybe a plot intrigue? I don't know. Sorry for not giving you like a good summary, but also I think it's good to just show you books and then you tell me if you have read this one and if I should prioritize it. I will let you hype me about the books that I just bought on a whim. So this one, and then also in hardback, because the cover, I absolutely wanted this cover because I think the other ones are not that good. And it's The Curse of Shalion by Lois McMaster-Bujold, and again it's the first book in a trilogy, I think, to be confirmed. And I loved this cover with kind of the clouds getting angry and the castle and everything, and it's quite short. I was expecting a much larger book than this one. And again, praise by Robert Jordan and others that I kind of know of. Sorry, I'm very repetitive, but I'm really a fun girl when it comes to the Wheel of Time. Anyway, so I bought this one because a friend of mine who also has a Bookstagram page on Instagram, but it's mainly French, but he has lots of good recommendation when it comes to kind of old fantasy, or I mean older than what we have today, what is newly released. I will put his Instagram down below if you want to just check out what he reads, but he always has good recommendation and we have very similar tastes. So when he said that this might be to my liking, well, I didn't need to know more. So here it is in my TBR now. And the last one was actually gifted to me by a friend because, well, you will see. First, it is The Witches of Elianan by Kate Forsyth, and she actually bought this one twice because the first one that she bought, well, the cover just kind of fell down by itself because I think it is that old. And I was like, no, just give it to me, I don't mind, I'll just put a kind of a washi tape and that's it, that's brand new. And she started reading it, and I have annotations from her, so I'm looking forward to read her annotations. And well, I didn't yet put the washi tape, but I will. And regarding the plot of this one, I just know that there's dragon and master-student relationships and that kind of stuff. There's magic, and that's it. I know there's 6 books. I'm not sure, again, to be confirmed. I'm intrigued, but that's not the priority for now. I have so many books to get to before these new books, except for the Ken News and the Robin Hood that I'm kind of hoping to get to quite soon, but the others are just good deal that I could not pass. So here they are. And that's it for the book haul. I just hope that it was okay for you. Again, sorry for not giving you that good summary for these books, because I don't know, I just want to get too much information before starting it. I don't know if you're the same. Just let me know in the comments what usually makes you buy books. Is it a good summary or just buzzwords, as it does for me? And also just let me know what books you have bought for this month of September, and we'll discuss in the comments section. You can follow me on my social media listed down below in the description, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!